Barbara Stanwyck. Barbara Stanwyck was one of the most versatile actresses in Hollywood's golden age. She could play a tough femme fatale in film noir, or a light-hearted comedian in romantic comedies. She acted in classics like Double Indemnity and Stella Dallas, winning the hearts of audiences with her smart, tough, yet vulnerable style. Some film historians believe Barbara Stanwyck was either gay or bisexual, though she never said so publicly. They point to her close friendships with other women, as well as her strong dislike of talking about her personal life. She had several marriages, including one to actor Robert Taylor, but those who knew her said she never seemed happy in these relationships and often chose to live alone for long stretches of time. Rumors grew when she didn't step out with many dates after her last divorce. Some insiders whispered about private parties where Stanwyck felt free to be herself. She also had a tomboyish style off-camera, preferring slacks and comfortable shirts instead of fancy dresses. At the time, wearing pants was still uncommon for women, which added to gossip. Stanwyck, known for her no-nonsense attitude, never addressed these rumors. She remained silent, taking her secrets with her. While fans admired her talent and independence, some believe she might have hidden her true self due to Hollywood's strict moral codes. Marlene Dietrich. Marlene Dietrich was famous for her sultry style and her unique voice. She starred in films like Morocco and The Blue Angel, mesmerizing audiences with her smoky eyes and confident attitude. Known for wearing tuxedos and men's suits on and off the screen, Dietrich challenged many rules of fashion in the 1930s. Hollywood insiders have said Dietrich was bisexual. She was open about her attraction to both men and women, at least in private circles. She even visited underground gay clubs in Berlin before her Hollywood days. One rumor claims she once kissed a woman on camera during a film scene, something that was very daring in those days, though the final cut was toned down. Because of the strict moral codes, studios wanted to keep these stories quiet. Some believed Dietrich had affairs with famous ladies like Greta Garbo. Dietrich never publicly confirmed these tales, but she hinted at them in interviews, often teasing reporters with playful answers. Her bold fashion choices and powerful charisma made many fans suspect she didn't follow the usual rules of romance. Even though she never officially came out, Marlene Dietrich's life and style showed a person who refused to be contained by society's expectations. 3. Greta Garbo. Swedish-born Greta Garbo was celebrated for her mysterious and quiet beauty. Films like Camille and Grand Hotel turned her into a worldwide star, yet she was also famous for her phrase, "I want to be alone," which fit her very private nature. Garbo rarely gave interviews or went to big parties. This secrecy led many fans to wonder what she was hiding. Over the years, rumors said Garbo was interested in women, especially because of her long friendship with writer Mercedes de Acosta. They sent letters to each other that sounded very loving. Some letters hinted at deep affection, though the exact nature of their bond remains unclear. Garbo was also close to Marlene Dietrich at one point, but the details are cloudy. Some said they feuded, while others claimed they had a romantic link. Garbo never married, and she mostly avoided public dates with men. She lived in New York City later in life and stayed out of the spotlight. Biographers still debate whether she was gay, bisexual, or simply uninterested in romance. Either way, Greta Garbo's quiet elegance and deep privacy make her one of the most enigmatic figures from the golden era, possibly hiding a part of her heart from the world. 4. Tallulah Bankhead. Tallulah Bankhead was known for her bold personality, smoky voice, and witty remarks. She starred on Broadway and in Hollywood films like Lifeboat. Bankhead was famous for her wisecracks, once joking, "I'm as pure as the driven slush." She loved shocking people, wearing flashy clothes, and throwing loud parties. Many close to Bankhead said she was bisexual. She reportedly had flings with both men and women, including some very well-known actresses. Gossip magazines hinted at her wild behavior, but they never directly said she was with women. Studios needed to keep her rebellious image under control. Unlike some others on our list, Tallulah was less afraid to hint at her personal life. She sprinkled jokes about her romances in conversations, even if she never labeled herself gay or bisexual. She seemed to enjoy stirring the pot letting people guess what was true or made up. Though Bankhead's star power dipped over time, her larger-than-life aura stayed. She often told the press she didn't care what anyone thought, but in reality, even she had to follow certain rules to keep her roles. Tallulah Bankhead's story shows how some stars used humor and shock value to shield their private truths from a judgmental world. 5. Ann B. Miller. Legendary dancer Ann Miller was famous for her lightning-fast tap dancing in films like Easter Parade and On the Town. Known for her long legs and high-energy routines, Miller was a big star during the 1940s and 1950s. She often claimed to have tapped 500 times per minute, a number fans loved to repeat. Some less common rumors suggested she had romances with women in the dance community, but these stories never gained strong evidence. Ann was married multiple times to men, although none of those marriages lasted. Biographers usually blame her busy career or personal disagreements. Because there's little direct proof, many historians dismiss the gay rumors about Miller. Yet, in the swirl of Hollywood's secret talks, her name sometimes appears in discussions of closeted stars. Did she hide a secret attraction, or is this simply gossip with no foundation? 6. Dorothy Arzner. Dorothy Arzner wasn't a typical movie star. She was one of the few female directors in Hollywood during the Golden Age. She directed films such as Dance, Girl, Dance, and Christopher Strong, working with big names like Katharine Hepburn and Lucille Ball. Arzner was also rumored to be lesbian, a claim supported by her close relationships with actresses and her preference for dressing in masculine clothing. While Arzner wasn't an actor, she moved in the same circles as famous stars. Rumor has it that a few big-name actresses had secret affairs with her, but none dared to say so in public. Arzner herself never confirmed these whispers, yet she lived with a woman named Marion Morgan for many years. They stayed together for the rest of Arzner's life. The movie business was extremely male-dominated, and being an openly lesbian director could have ended Arzner's career. Studios were more worried about a woman behind the camera than a woman on screen. Arzner carefully kept her personal life private, focusing on her work. 7. Barbara Payton. Barbara Payton was a film noir actress in the late 1940s and early 1950s, appearing in movies like Trapped and Kiss, Tomorrow Goodbye. She gained a reputation for being wild, and tabloids covered her love affairs with men like actors Franchot Tone and Tom Neal. Sadly, her personal life spun out of control, involving drinking, scandal, and financial troubles. While Barbara Payton wasn't as famous as others on this list, some rumors claimed she had affairs with women too. A few Hollywood columnists hinted that she partied with both male and female companions. These whispers grew louder after her career took a downturn, and she found herself on the fringes of the industry. Payton's story ended tragically as she struggled with poverty and died at just 39. Because she was already tied to so many scandals, there was no rumor about her, true or not, spread like wildfire. Some fans think she might have experimented with same-sex relationships, but no solid proof exists beyond gossip. 8. Claudette Colbert. Claudette Colbert was known for her lively performances in screwball comedies and romantic films like It Happened One Night, which won her an Oscar. She admired her quick wit and dazzling smile. Yet, for many years, rumors have circulated that Colbert had relationships with women as well as men. Some biographers point out her close friendships with certain female co-stars and companions who lived or vacationed with her. However, studios helped create a perfect wife image for Colbert, focusing on her marriages and ignoring any talk of same-sex attractions. She was also known for being a very private person, rarely giving interviews about her personal life. One story claims she had a long-term affair with another actress, but both women made sure never to be seen together in a way that sparked gossip. Some fans believe these tales, while others think they're just Hollywood rumors. Colbert herself never addressed the topic. Whether Claudette Colbert was bisexual, gay, or simply a private person remains unknown, but her name often appears in discussions of Golden Age stars who might have hidden same-sex loves. She left behind a film legacy filled with laughter and charm. and a personal life that may have been far more complex than it appeared. 9th, Kay Francis. Kay Francis was once dubbed the Queen of Warner Brothers in the 1930s. She starred in dramatic and romantic films like Trouble in Paradise and One Way Passage, becoming known for her elegant style and heartfelt performances. She was tall, with a sophisticated manner that made her stand out among other actresses of her time. Away from the cameras, Kay Francis was rumored to have had relationships with both men and women. Some Hollywood insiders pointed to her diaries, which, according to reports, mentioned strong emotional attachments to women. These diaries have never been fully released to the public, so the details remain partial and sometimes contradictory. Nonetheless, stories persisted that Francis's private parties involved close female companions with whom she shared genuine affection. Francis was married and divorced several times, which some say was a cover to maintain her glamorous public image. Others believe her relationships with men were sincere, but that she was also drawn to women. Either way, the conservative studio system discouraged any talk of same-sex interests. Francis rarely gave interviews about her personal life and made no official statements about these rumors. Today, film historians still discuss her possible bisexuality, reflecting on how a star of her caliber likely felt compelled to hide her deeper truths. 10th, Louise Brooks. Louise Brooks became a silent film icon thanks to her bold bob haircut and electrifying screen presence in movies like Pandora's Box and Diary of a Lost Girl. She challenged the typical Hollywood style of her era by refusing to shape her eyebrows or conform to certain beauty standards. Her cool, independent spirit drew admirers both on and off the set. Behind the scenes, Brooks's private life was equally rebellious. Some rumors suggested she had affairs with both male and female lovers, including artists, writers, and other actresses. In her later writings, she hinted at having romantic encounters with women, though she was never entirely direct about it. This fueled the belief that she might have been bisexual. She also spoke openly against Hollywood's strict moral codes, claiming studios tried to crush anyone who didn't fit their perfect image. Though Louise Brooks eventually fell out of favor in Hollywood and left for Europe, her legend only grew over time. As interest in her life resurfaced, so did discussions about her sexuality. Some researchers claim letters and personal documents reveal her attraction to women. Brooks herself never made a formal statement, and instead liked to keep people guessing. Today, she remains a fascinating mystery to the silent screen, with a reputation for fearless independence. 11. Alla Nazimova. Alla Nazimova was a Russian-born actress who found fame on Broadway before moving to silent films in the early 20th century. Renowned for her dramatic style, she starred in pictures like Camille and Salome. Behind the camera, she was also a pioneering producer and screenwriter. Nazimova was widely believed to be bisexual, hosting lavish Hollywood parties that people whispered about for years. She reportedly coined the phrase "sewing circle" to describe her group of closeted actresses who preferred relationships with women. Gossip stories said she arranged discreet meetings where these women could mingle away from the public eye. Some of the biggest female stars were said to attend these events, though proof remains mostly anecdotal. Studios stayed silent on these rumors to avoid scandal. At the time, anything hinting at lesbian or bisexual activity could destroy a star's career. Nazimova herself never confirmed or denied the stories. She lived openly with partners like Gleska Marshall, although she publicly called them her friends or assistants. Over time, historians uncovered letters and memoirs that strongly suggest she had deep emotional bonds with women. 12th, Joan Crawford. Joan Crawford rose to stardom in films such as Grand Hotel and Mildred Pierce, for which she won an Oscar. Known for her determination and fierce ambition, she often played strong-willed, independent women. Off-screen, her personal life was no less dramatic, filled with multiple marriages and highly publicized feuds. However, rumors also circulated that Crawford had affairs with women. Early in her career, she danced in nightclubs and met many performers. Some say she formed close bonds that went beyond friendship. Gossip columns mentioned possible secret trysts with other female stars, though no one came forward with hard evidence. The studios promoted her as a glamorous leading lady. so any suggestion of lesbian or bisexual behavior was vigorously denied. Some stories even claim Crawford had a brief fling with Marilyn Monroe, who herself was dogged by bisexual rumors. Friends of Crawford mention that she was open-minded and not afraid to explore relationships, regardless of gender. Still, Crawford publicly focused on marriages to men and motherhood, adopting children whose memoirs later painted a conflicted picture of her private side. Whether these tales were exaggerated, invented, or grounded in reality is hard to determine. Even decades later, Joan Crawford's name remains tied to countless whispers about her hidden desires, an enduring piece of Golden Age gossip that refuses to vanish. 13th, Lizabeth Scott. Lizabeth Scott was a film noir star of the 1940s and 1950s, often cast as the smoky-voiced femme fatale in movies like Dead Reckoning and Too Late for Tears. Her husky tone and mysterious aura made her stand out in a crowded field of Hollywood leading ladies. She was known for playing characters caught in webs of deceit and danger. In the mid-1950s, a tabloid magazine published claims that Scott was linked to the gay scene, accusing her of secret affairs with women. Such allegations were scandalous at a time when career-ending gossip needed only a spark. Scott filed a lawsuit against the publication, claiming she was defamed. Although she won part of her case, the damage had been done. Many believed there was some truth behind the rumors, while others felt it was tabloid sensationalism. Scott remained largely private about her personal life, giving few interviews and rarely showing up at Hollywood events with a date. This only fueled more talk about her sexuality. Some fans argued the alleged relationships were real, and that studio publicists worked overtime to cover them up. Lizabeth Scott never publicly came out as gay or bisexual, leaving her life story a magnet for continued speculation among noir film enthusiasts. 14th, Lilyan Tashman. Lilyan Tashman was a popular character actress in the 1920s and early 1930s, praised for her comedic timing and fashionable sense. She appeared in films like Millie and Girls About Town. Despite not always being the main star, Tashman's vibrant presence lit up the screen and drew attention wherever she went. Off-screen, she was part of Hollywood's elite social scene, hosting grand parties and wearing stylish outfits that set trends. Tashman married actor Edmund Lowe, but rumors soon emerged that she was also attracted to women. Some people who attended her gatherings noted she seemed especially flirtatious with certain female guests. Others claimed she had secret, ongoing relationships with fellow actresses, though specific names were kept hush-hush. Because Tashman died young at age 37, her story remained unfinished. She never addressed the whispers about her personal life, and after her death, much of it faded from the public eye. Yet, film historians researching old Hollywood gossip repeatedly come across mentions of Tashman's open secrets. Whether these hints were exaggerated or correct, Lilyan Tashman stands as an example of an actress who may have lived a more colorful private life than her public roles revealed. 15th, Agnes Moorehead. Agnes Moorehead was a powerhouse actress known for her dramatic turns in films like Citizen Kane and The Magnificent Ambersons. She later gained fame on television as Endora, the colorful mother-in-law of Bewitched. While she celebrated for her talent, her personal life remained mostly under wraps. Moorehead was married twice, yet neither marriage seemed to last nor produce any well-known romantic bond. Hollywood chatter claimed that Moorehead had strong emotional connections with women she met through church groups and theater productions. Some co-stars reportedly noticed she showed extra affection toward certain female friends, sparking speculation that she might have been lesbian or bisexual. However, Moorehead was deeply religious and likely felt immense pressure to keep her private desires, if any, hidden. She never publicly addressed these rumors, and her official biographies emphasize her devotion to faith and her craft. Critics of the rumor mill suggest that because Moorehead was independent and didn't have children, people made quick assumptions about her sexuality. Agnes Moorehead carried herself with grace, focusing on her wide range of roles and leaving audiences spellbound by her acting. While the truth about her personal life remains elusive, her name still appears in discussions of Golden Age figures who might have guarded secrets beneath their polished Hollywood images. 16. Patsy Kelly. Patsy Kelly was a comedic actress often spotted in the 1930s and 1940s shorts and supporting roles. With a quick tongue and a knack for slapstick humor, she earned the nickname Queen of Wisecracks. She brightened numerous Hal Roach comedies and later stepped into character parts on Broadway and on television. Unlike many Golden Age figures, Kelly openly acknowledged being a lesbian in her later years. But during her Hollywood heyday, it was a different story. She had to keep her same-sex attractions under the radar to avoid losing work. Rumor has it, she sometimes joked about her preferences with close friends. Such remarks would have been too risky in a time when homosexuality was considered immoral. At one point, Kelly worked as a personal assistant to Tallulah Bankhead, another star often linked to women in rumors. This only fueled more talk about Kelly, though neither commented publicly on the nature of their connection. As Hollywood evolved, Kelly found she could be a bit more direct about her personal life, but she never became a household name like some of her peers. She stands out, however, as a reminder that some Golden Age stars eventually chose to speak more frankly about their reality, albeit decades after their prime. 17th, Marjorie Main. Marjorie Main earned fame playing loud, no-nonsense characters, most memorably as Ma Kettle in the Ma and Pa Kettle series. Audiences adored her comedic style, with a brash voice and knack for pulling hilarious faces. Despite her on-screen popularity, Main was extremely cautious about what the public knew regarding her personal affairs. Some Hollywood watchers have noted that Main never remarried after her husband's death in 1934. Rumors circulated that she preferred the company of women, though she kept these possible relationships out of sight. A handful of accounts suggest she lived with another woman at times, but the details remain murky. Within her close-knit circle, some claimed that she was simply shy about romance, while others believed she was protecting an ongoing same-sex partnership. Unlike glamorous leading ladies, Main was considered a character actress, which might have eased the pressure to appear romantically linked to men. Yet the era's moral climate meant even a hint of lesbianism could be career-ending. Marjorie Main chose privacy above all, rarely granting interviews that delved into her life off-camera. Today, film historians point to her as someone who might have quietly forged her own path, forging close female bonds while making moviegoers laugh from her seat on the Kettle porch. 18. Spring Byington. Spring Byington was an actress who specialized in motherly, warm-hearted roles in films and on television, including You Can't Take It With You and later the TV series December Bride. Her gentle demeanor, white hair, and kind smile made her Hollywood's go-to figure for loving maternal characters. Because she portrayed the all-American mom, many fans assumed she lived a perfectly traditional life. However, rumors emerged that Byington was a lesbian. Some stories claimed she had a long-time relationship with actress Marjorie Main, though neither publicly confirmed it. Close friends apparently saw them spending vacations together and hosting each other for extended stays. Given that both women value their privacy, the truth remains uncertain. Byington's personal diaries and letters have not been made widely available, leaving researchers to guess based on second-hand accounts. She rarely appeared on red carpets with male escorts, which was unusual in an era when studios often arranged publicity dates. Perhaps she was simply uninterested in the Hollywood dating scene, or perhaps she kept her love life hidden to protect her wholesome image. While no conclusive evidence has surfaced, Spring Byington remains part of the chatter around Golden Age actresses who may have lived under a carefully maintained facade, showing only the gentle persona audiences adored. 19th. Joan Acker. Joan Acker was a silent film actress, best known for being the first wife of Hollywood heartthrob Rudolph Valentino. Their marriage was famously short. Some say it ended on their wedding night. Acker appeared in smaller roles but never achieved superstar status. Yet her personal life became the stuff of Hollywood lore. Rumors flourished that Acker was a lesbian long before she met Valentino. She was part of a social group that included other women known or suspected to be gay, such as Alla Nazimova. When she married Valentino, many believed it was a cover for them both. Acker sought a respectable image, while Valentino faced his own barrage of rumors about his masculinity. Their rapid split only deepened the gossip that Acker preferred women. After divorcing Valentino, John Acker reportedly settled into long-term relationships with female partners. Though she never announced her sexuality publicly, she lived rather openly within certain circles. Hollywood studios, more focused on Valentino's every move, paid little attention to Acker after the split, letting her personal life pass quietly under the radar. Today, film historians see Joan Acker as a prime example of how marriage sometimes served as a shield for closeted stars in the silent era. 20th, Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe might not need an introduction. She became one of the biggest icons of the 20th century, starring in hits like Gentlemen Prefer Blondes and Some Like It Hot. Famed for her blonde bombshell image and breathy voice, Monroe was the definition of on-screen glamour. Yet, behind that public persona lay a complicated life, filled with struggles for respect, stability, and genuine affection. While Monroe's relationships with men were widely publicized, she was married to Joe DiMaggio and Arthur Miller, among others. Some whispers suggested she also had encounters with women. A few acquaintances claimed Marilyn once confided about enjoying intimacy with female friends. Reports surfaced linking her to stars like Joan Crawford, also rumored to be bisexual. Still, the evidence rests mostly on secondhand stories and questionable diaries. Monroe herself never confirmed or denied any same-sex interests. In a time when just a whiff of lesbian or bisexual behavior could destroy an actress's career, Monroe's own struggles with studio pressures and public scrutiny already put her under immense stress. If she did explore relationships with women, she might have felt compelled to keep them hidden. Even so, these rumors add another layer of intrigue to Marilyn's life.